Hey, RetconRaider here. Today's video is dedicated to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible, with special thanks to Revenant, Anerdinwarpaint, Antonio Hernandez, Icestormshadow, Nathan Welch Jr., and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, let's get started. And welcome back to the Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous beta. As we take care of some loose ends here at the Defender's Heart, collect Woljif, and then see if we can take care of his stuff. Might be a bit of a talky episode, but it should be interesting. And we are slowly working our way through Act 1. I think at this point we're actually about 60% through. I'll also note that things have changed a bit since the last time we were here at the Defender's Heart. Obviously, we've got a lot more refugees and NPCs scattered around, but there's also a lot of nice little signs of short-term reactivity, like the cart over here. That's the cart of booze that we saw Sela's friends pushing when we encountered them back at the marketplace. Not to mention, of course, we've also got Halloran standing right off to the side. Glad to see he made it here. Halloran's stern gaze darts around as he listens in on conversations, as though hoping to catch someone in the act of sedition. Ah, you again. Anything to report? You wanted to know about my gift. I had a vision. An angel by the name of Lariel was killed by a creature resembling Discari. Before he died, Lariel bequeathed his sword to whoever could lift it. The Inquisitor listens to you intently, almost reverentially. The Angel Lariel. The name is familiar to me, of course. During the First Crusade, several warriors from heaven fought shoulder to shoulder with the Crusaders, including some of their most illustrious heroes. It has always been a regret of mine that I never had the chance to meet one of them. A tinge of envy blends into the Inquisitor's voice, but he smooths it away and continues. By the time I was born, most of the angels had left the ranks of the Crusaders. Iomede's faithful servants at the time were told that the warriors of heaven were departing on a special mission that would weaken the forces of evil. That was a long time ago, and since then, none of the angels have returned. I have no doubt that their mission continues to this day. But I digress. Everyone believed that Lariel left along with the rest, but you have revealed the sorrowful truth to me, that our hero perished, leaving his gift to await the arrival of one worthy of it. Sad, sad tidings. Did you talk to Irabeth? The old man sneers. That little upstart went behind my back and declared herself warden of the city. She refused to step aside. I should have arrested her and all the rabble she's drawn about her. But now's not the time for that. I'll let her play warden all she likes. Once we've cleared the demons out of the city, I'll make sure she's hauled in front of a tribunal for this little stunt. Good luck with that. How can you help us when we attack the Grey Garrison? What do you mean, how can I help you? Why all these questions? You're not doubting my abilities, are you? Halloran snorts indignantly. We are Inquisitors. We will provide tactical support, with cold steel or magic, as we see fit. Well, Halloran, it has been a delight, but I have to go. You know, as abrasive as he is, it will be nice to have Halloran at our back during an actual fight. You know, when we're pointed at the right bad guys as opposed to the imaginary bad guys he keeps conjuring up. That aside, back in the original module, he actually dies in Act 1. So I can't help but be curious how much longer he'll last in the adapted campaign. Like, whether they they still have him set to die in the early game, or if they've given him an expanded role, possibly even as an eventual companion later down the line. I mean, not that I'd want to hire him, but, you know, you can be sure there'd be at least a couple of players out there with lawful builds that might find him a good fit for their team. Hello, hello. What can I do for you? If you know who's who in the city, maybe you could tell me something about Count Arende. I'll tell you, why not? Everyone knows the story, you see, but you could say that I'm the one who found it, in a way. The Arendes are a very wealthy and ancient line, and they hail from the outlying areas of Canabras. That's where the Arende family seat is, along with their ancestral lands. In the past, if Mendev was ever feuding with Sarkaris, or some clan from there was causing trouble, the Count and Countess Arende were the ones who would defend the border with their soldiers. Their main residence was called Heaven's Edge. It still stands to this day, north of here, on the road toward Dresden. But no one lives there now. Around 10 or so years ago, there was a grand celebration held at the estate. The mother and guardian of the current count invited the great and the good to celebrate his birthday. The entire Arende clan was there, as well as many other nobles. And then, without warning, the demons struck. Clearly, they couldn't ignore such a perfect opportunity to cut down so many of Mendev's great dynasties in one fell swoop. There was even a chance that the queen herself would make an appearance, for she was related to the count as well. Well, when no news came from the estate, a troop of inquisitors was sent to investigate. They forced open the gates and discovered a manor full of corpses. They all perished, Duran says sorrowfully. The servants, the guards, the guests, including some of Iomede's chosen clerics and paladins. The demons had unleashed a magical plague, terrifying and strange, the likes of which hadn't been seen before or since. And among all this was young Darren Arende, the only survivor. The Count had a talent for divine magic since his youth, healing magic in particular, and that must be why he didn't die along with the rest. He couldn't explain how he survived the disease. I saw him that day when they brought him into the city, pale and barely conscious of his surroundings. So, that's the story. Since then, Heaven's Edge has stood abandoned, sealed off to the outside world. People are still afraid to go near the place. And yet, I am sure that someone will ask us to go there at some point. It is inevitable. Thank you, Joran. I have to go. Torag, watch over you. If you need something from me, don't be afraid to stop by. Oh, hey, look who it is. Look who it is. The tiefling raises a hand in greeting. Who would have thought that I'd end up in a crusader army? Go figure. Remind me again. Who are you? We're called the Tieflings. Okay, so this is in fact the energetic Tiefling. I wish they'd just given him a proper name, because the scrawny Tiefling was the one who was trapped under the rubble. So, did Mirabeth accept you? With open arms. She knows exactly who I am and where I'm from. But she's come down with a convenient case of amnesia where I'm concerned. And who can blame her? The city's in a bad way. You don't turn down help in a situation like this, no matter what quarter it comes from. Prelate Halrun didn't cause you any problems? The tiefling's face breaks into a smug grin. He tried, only it seems his reign of terror is coming to an end. The soldiers listen to Irabeth, and she wants nothing to do with him. All he can do now is huff and puff about a tribunal. Well, that's good. How can you help us when we attack the Great Garrison? I'll tell you straight, we're not getting involved in any fighting. Warriors we ain't. But we can scout, sneak right under the demons' noses, look for traps. If something's locked, we can get it open. In other words, we can smooth the path for your whole operation. And then all you'll have to do is go in there and bump off the demons. Nothing to it. Fair enough. That actually sounds pretty ideal. Thanks. I'm going now. See ya. Good luck out there. Don't go getting trapped under any rubble now. You know, I think I actually like that guy more than Woljif, but to each their own. I think we're done out here, so let's go check in with Irabeth. Come on, Kaiser. All right, Irabeth first. Then we'll do a quick lap around the room. I thank you for saving the esteemed citizens of Canabris, even though not all of them deserve to be saved. May Iomade forgive my words. Irabeth casts a meaningful look at Count Arende, sitting at a nearby table. I don't really mean that, of course. I just never fail to be astounded by the way that good people seem to perish, while the not-so-good prove to be so incredibly, amazingly enduring. Oh my. Even so, the Count did offer me his aid. He can't be all that bad. Yes, that's not like him at all. Joining the Crusades is a tradition among Mendevian nobles, but Darren Arende was never too keen on fighting demons. The Count has a certain reputation in Mendev. He's not a pleasant individual by any means, but he is not known for any particular villainy either. The Count enjoys a life of leisure, surrounded by a gaggle of sycophants, who are always eager to badmouth the Queen at his command. He likes settling scores, too. There was a hero of the First Crusades, Sir Lant, a kind and honest man. After the end of his glorious career as a soldier, he became a wise mentor to the younger generation. He ran afoul of the Count somehow, perhaps by lecturing him about his idle lifestyle and a lack of purpose. When Sir Lant died, the Count managed to buy a portion of his estate, and ordered the knight's helmet to be reforged into a chamber pot. And, of course, he didn't keep his little joke private. The Queen was particularly affronted by it, because Sir Lant used to be her most loyal comrade-in-arms. I was there, receiving an assignment from Her Majesty, and witnessed the exact moment she found out about the helmet's fate. It's a small thing, but I could see the Queen's anguish at the travesty that had been made of her friend's legacy. That's what our Count is like as a person. And as for his talent for survival, do you know the story of Heaven's Edge? He was the only member of his family to escape with his life when the demons unleashed a magical plague at the Arende estate. Well, we did literally just hear this rehashed by Joran, but I guess it is worth another quick peek, just to see if she can give us some new details. Let's see here. Irabeth was a mercenary. It was Darren's birthday. Everyone but Darren died from a magical plague. Right, so that is more or less the same thing Joran told us. Why is he trying to provoke the Queen? Who knows? It could be some family matter. The Count is Her Majesty's cousin twice removed, or something like that. But I think he simply enjoys infuriating people. Crusaders and Iomede's servants especially. Which actually goes a long way towards my earlier theory that what he is doing now is essentially just lashing out at people he sees as enabling or glorifying the entire Endless Crusade thing, because it's something that, in his case, literally cost him his entire life. I mean, sure, he's got a fortune now, but his family's dead, his old friends are dead, his house is sealed away in quarantine. And it would explain why he has such a soft spot for folks like Ember and the curator at the Tower of Estrid, folks actually legitimately hurt by the Crusades. I'm sorry you had to endure my grumbling. Watching these things happen to my city has put me in a foul mood. Well, I did find Janna Eldori, like you asked. Yes, thank you. It's good to have her back. We need every fighter we can get. Irabeth frowns. I suppose it's asking too much to want fighters that are sober as well. Yeah. The Tower of Estrid has been cleared of demons. Great. The places where the demons have gathered need to be cleared one by one. Then they won't be able to stab us in the back when we take on the Great Garrison. Thank you for your service. The demons plan on attacking the Defender's Heart very soon. Thanks for the warning. We knew it would happen, but we didn't expect it so soon. The demons are highly chaotic and disorganized. Someone must be going to great lengths to gather them into a horde and smother the last pockets of resistance. Well, I'll make sure there are a few surprises in store for them. Irabeth pensively drums her fingers on her chin. My scouts in the city still haven't reported any movements of demon hordes. The Defender's Heart is safe, at least for now. I'll send a messenger for you when the situation changes. Understood. I have to go. Go. May Iomedae keep you safe. Nice. One more thing to mark off our checklist. Let's see who else needs our attention. Oh, let's check in with Anevia. Okay, so nothing there. Ah, Sela's friends are here. Let's go check in with them. Oh. The Defender's Heart greets you with unexpected liveliness. Beyond the walls of the tavern, the once bustling and festive city lies in ruins. But somehow, none of that can be felt within these walls. The people in the room are talking, laughing, raising toasts, even softly singing. It doesn't look like typical tavern revelry, but nor is it the grim vigilance of recent days. Sela waves to you. She is sitting at a table with the trio you met previously, the knight, the half-elf, and the red-headed halfling. Creed, come. Let me properly introduce you to Alan, Janna, and Curl, the fearsome warriors of the League of the Inspiring Carte. Sela pushes a mug of beer toward you and speaks softly. It was me who convinced Irabeth to use what Janna, Curl, and Alan found for a little party. If you look out the window, you might think that the end times have come, and the abyss has devoured us all. I thought some simple pleasures, good food and good company, could help keep the gloom at bay. Sela looks at you hesitantly, as if trying to gauge your reaction. I understand. We need to continue living and fighting, however hard that might be, even amidst the chaos that has befallen the city. Allow me to declare my support for Sela's decision as well. Experience tells me that we should shed no tears until after our victory. If we start to mourn the fallen while the battle is still raging, we'll be jeopardizing all our efforts. Now is the time for rest. We'll bury the dead after the last demon has been driven from Canabras. Hey, are we just going to sit here with grim faces? I say we get to know each other a little better, so we have better reasons to toast. You know what, we'll do this instead of talking to one of our companions. Alright, tell me about you and your order, Milan. As stories go, it's not very entertaining. I was born far to the south, in Andoran. I lost my parents early, led the life of a simple mercenary, but often questioned the path I had chosen. I'm proud of my sword skills, I enjoyed training and drills, and I'm not afraid of battle. But risking my life for coin? It takes a special mindset to choose that lot with no regrets. You have to want to risk your blood. I saw too many of my friends die, and I wondered if it was worth it. So in the end, I decided to choose another path. Now, if I'm going to lay down my life, at least it will be for a good cause. That's how I ended up in Mendev and became a squire for the Houndhearts. It's a small order. By tradition, it never has more than 12 members, and a new member is only knighted when one of the elders dies. We patrol the lands along the Wardstone line and provide aid to travelers and settlers. Unfortunately, death is common among the Houndhearts. I became a full knight 2 years ago, after laying my mentor to rest. But I'm content with my choice. My place is among the Crusaders. Have you been serving in the Eagle Watch for long, Janna? I signed up 4 days before the demon attack. Am I lucky or what? Janna lets out an overly boisterous laugh. I'm an apprentice of a famous fencing master from Yvonne, and I learned a thing or two from him, believe me. I soon got bored of fighting off bandits and getting involved in the petty squabbles of the bickering river kingdoms. I wanted a proper challenge, and you can't find a better place than Mendev. And what do you know? The moment I arrived, the demonic invasion began. My father would say that's no accident. Fate brought me here. What about you, Curl? How did you end up among the condemned? I just did what everyone else was doing. I grew up in the slums, where everyone stole a little. Or maybe smuggled or guarded stashes, so... Curl stares into his mug, gloomily. But I never killed anybody, and I never did anything really bad. I got caught stealing, and when they made me choose between prison and the condemned, well, of course I didn't want to go to prison. I'm not that good a fighter, but as Norgorber is my witness, a thief can also be useful in a war against the demons. I've always been a good scout. I can sneak under the nose of any monster. But I don't know where my friends are now. We got separated when the demons rampaged through the city. Chin up, friend. Whoever you were in the past, you're our friend now. And a crusader. Your skills will be useful to us. You'll see. How do all of you know Sela? I met my noble sister on the road to Canabris. I was returning from the south, from my fiancée, and was happy to be in the company of a paladin of Iomade. We said our farewells at the city gates, and I went north, along the road to Dresden, to my order's camp. Alan's face grows grim at the mention of the camp. The demons attacked us there at the same time they struck Canabris, but we managed to fight them off. We hurried to the city's aid and joined forces with the Eagle Watch. All my fellow Houndhearts were wounded during the battle on the streets. I'm the last knight of my order who can still fight. It's so good to see Sela again. Every loyal heart counts these days. I met Sela at a tavern in Canabris. Before the attack, of course. She was one of the few who would sit at a table with the condemned. Knights usually don't even look at us. But Sela is different. I knew it the moment I saw her. That's what made me notice Sela too, so I sat down to talk to her. I never understood why everyone treated the condemned so horribly, and I still don't. Our Curl is a great lad. So after that night, Sela and I went round the taverns together every day. Mendev is an amazing place. People from all over the world come here. For glory, redemption, or to help those in trouble. And they always find each other. This might be the best place in the world to find like-minded people. And friends. That was a toast, in case you didn't notice. So, Sela, did you call me over here just because? Or is something the matter? I didn't just want to talk about today's celebration. You see, Alan is in trouble. I want to help him, and I don't know anyone else in the city I can turn to. His fellow knights were all wounded in battle. Alon shakes his head. Bad idea, sister. I told you, I don't want to bother anyone else with my problems. I need to handle them on my own. Oh, come on. Hiding your sadness from your friends is no way to live. Earl is right. Creed Ironfang helped me find you. Without his help, I'd still be looking for you all over Canabras. So, Alon, come on. Stop being so stubborn. All right, tell me more. The young knight shakes his head. In all truth, I do not wish to impose. My problems are just minor troubles. The paladin of Iomade and her friends certainly have more important things to do, especially now that Canabras has been overrun with demons. If I've learned anything in life, it's that there's nothing minor about good and evil. Sela begins seriously, but then a smile lights up her face. Take the three of you, for example. It seems like all you did was save one cart from some imps. But look how many people are happy now. That feat will never be sung of in songs. But who knows, maybe thanks to this one joyous hour of peace and rest, the defenders of Canabras will find the strength to protect the city. Sela catches her breath. I talk too much, don't I? Well, Sir Alon, I want to help you, and my reputation as a holy warrior of Iomade won't suffer if it's more of a mundane adventure than a glorious feat. The knight sighs and seems a little embarrassed. All right, I'll explain. The life of a crusader has given me more than just a purpose and a chance to serve a righteous cause. When I abandoned the life of a mercenary and came to Mendev, I gained something else I never expected. It's here that I met, may all the ladies here forgive me, the finest girl in all the world. It's a miracle she found any love in her own heart for a bungler like me. But I'm not about to let this miracle go. Not even the demon lord Descari and all his demon army can stand in my way. Luckily, my beloved is now safely away from Canabras. For half a year, I've been getting up my courage to propose to her. I even ordered a ring from Derek Sunhammer, the best jeweler in Mendev. Independent knightly orders live mostly off donations, and I'm not what you would call rich. But I so wanted to make Kiana happy. Oh, it took me 3 months to find a jewel the same shade as her eyes, and twice that long to scrape together enough money. Master Derek's work was worth it, but I lost the ring during the demon attack, and I'll probably never find a worthy replacement. The ring is most likely still at the Houndheart's camp outside the city. Alan and his friends didn't have time to pack up their camp. First the demons ambushed them, and then they rushed off to help Canabras. I think we should at least go there and check. Not right now, of course, but once the situation in the city is under control. What could we run into at this camp? My friends and I killed 2 large demons attacking the camp, then rode straight to the city without spending any more time cleaning up the rest of their band. It was only a few imps, but they might still be at the camp. Of course, this was a while ago. Our camp was attacked at the same time as the Wardstone in the main square, and I haven't been back there since. Fine, I'll help. Sela puts her hand on your shoulder. Thanks for agreeing to help. Alan is a good man and a true knight, and I think the world should repay those who are so devoted to doing good. Let's help him so he can propose to his beloved the way he wanted. Lovely. Looks like we picked up another side quest for Act 2. Obviously nothing we have to worry about right now. Still, it does stress the importance of actually talking to all these people. Sela, I hope you can convince Irabeth to let me go with you when you do this. I don't want to be parted from my friends. Of course, if the League of the Inspiring Carte has come together in this dark hour, we must continue onward together. Well, that was nice. That's an intriguing band of cohorts she's gathered there, too. Okay, I believe that's pretty much everything, but we did find that mysterious holy symbol, so let's have a quick chat with the storyteller. The blind elf whispers something under his breath. Hearing your steps, he turns to you slowly. Storyteller, I found something. The storyteller is fiddling with a fragment of a gold buckle in his fingers. An old thing, created long ago by the divine will. But the power that gave birth to it is lost in the darkness. However, the relic still lives on, though it has changed. I wonder what secret it is hiding. Would you like to know it? Bring me 5 vials of magical essence, and I will revive this object. And with it, its story. Intriguing. Instead of having to find more parts of the broken relic, like we did in Kingmaker, now we have to find magic essence, and I think we have some of that. I should also note that each of these other 3 items that we can show him are not conventional relics. Instead, they're actually part of the various mythic paths. The Purple Stone Knife, obviously, is part of the Aeon path, as we've already seen. But Radiance, I believe, is part of the Angelic path. And then the Scale of Terendelev is apparently part of the Gold Dragon path, which was added as one of the stretch goals during the Kickstarter. Though I've also been told that that path is not yet fully implemented, so there's no point in pursuing it right now. We should be able to restore Radiance, though. Okay, yeah. So we have found 2 magic essence. We just need to find 3 more, and then we can restore the symbol. And then this, I think, is supposed to be a dragon scale. That's just a guess at the moment, but it is something you receive the first time you interact with Terendelev, when she first heals you in the marketplace. And this apparently is a severed head. Decapitated head. The severing of the neck is unnaturally clean and likely was performed using magic. You have no idea how these terrifying remains ended up among your belongings. Yes, I feel like I would remember picking that up. Oh. I'll bet that is somehow tied into that pile of headless corpses we found. I thought that seemed odd. Wow, okay. I have no idea what to think about that. We will skip talking to Ember for now. I was going to chatter with her, get to know her better, but we've already run a bit long on the talky stuff, so let's hit the pause button. I'll get our inventory in order. We'll tag in Woljif, and we'll head back out into the field. Balance out all the chatter with some actual adventuring. We'll be right back. And we are back. As you can see, we have temporarily swapped Woljif in, though we will need Camellia again once we head into the inner circle for Gwyrm's Mansion. He is fatigued, but that's fine. Seela can actually fix that with lay on hands. And of course he also has a level up we have to take care of. But before we do that, let's have a quick peek at our slightly revised loadouts. Woljif's loadout is pretty much unchanged. Bracers of armor, masterwork gear. But I did pick up a pair of Bracers of the Wizard for Ember. They're pretty much just Bracers of Armor +2, but with the added benefit of a +3 boost to Arcana. Darren is borrowing Camellia's Mithril Chain Shirt. About the only armor we have that's light enough for him to wear. And you know what? We'll actually toss this amulet over to Woljif. As for his level up, we will of course stick with Eldritch Scoundrel. That nets him debilitating injury. As far as stats go, it is tempting to even out that con. That would net him some extra fortitude and hit points. But I think for now, we really need to just start cranking up his dexterity. The faster we can boost his thievery skills and armor class, the better. Skills are pretty straightforward. We will mostly focus on what he's got. But I will say that athletics baffles me. I don't know why they sank points into that and not mobility. So let's go ahead and dump that point into mobility instead, and we're going to take that up to at least 3 points. Obviously, it means he's never really going to be great at either of those skills, but the way I see it, Land's already got a lock on both of them, so we should be fine. The important thing is to get his mobility up to 3 for defensive fighting. He gets 2 new spells, and given that Ember is kind of our primary offensive caster, sort of, I think we're really going to keep Woljif focused on defensive spells, since that is his weakest point. So let's go ahead and grab a couple that will really benefit him specifically. There's actually a few good options here, but I'm not too worried about which ones we go with, because as an Eldritch Scoundrel, he is one of our few characters who can scribe scrolls into a spellbook, so any spells we really want, we can just buy the appropriate scroll. That should be fine. Besides, it's important to note here that he's not actually going to be able to cast any of these new spells anyway, until he gets some rest. So, this is really just planning for the future. Alright, I think we're good. Oh, actually, we need to set those spells. Okay, now we're good. Let us proceed. Thiefling's Hideout. A spacious, well-furnished cellar under the hardware store serves as a hideout for thieflings in Canabras. This is where the eldest sister Charisme, appointed by the family, conducts the gang's affairs by planning robberies and sharing the loot between the gang members. I am sure she will be thrilled to see us. Oh, well. That looks, fine. I'm sure there's nothing untoward going on here. The basement is dark and dank, and you are immediately struck by the hostility of the gathered tieflings. 5 of them are kneeling along the wall, separated from the rest. The tall woman, who had been cleaning her fingernails with the tip of her knife, greets you with narrowed eyes. Brother Woljif, you've got my message, then. Sorry I couldn't swing by sooner, dear Sister Charisme. It was just one thing after another. First I was in shackles, next... Well, no, I was still in shackles, and I was being watched, and then the chief got me out, and I came here straight away. I knew you'd been waiting on me. Enough talking, or else we'll be here all night. So, we had a clear plan. We were going to wait for nightfall, slip into the shop, grab the goods, and leave. Even if the neighbors called the guard, there was time to get away. But what happened? That bitch Irabeth showed up almost right away. She knew we'd be there. Somebody betrayed us, and I have a good idea who it was. What do you have to say to that? Make it quick. Canabras is burning. Why are you squabbling here instead of fleeing the city? Charisme turns to you. He speaks. I thought Woljif only brought you so he'd have someone to hide behind if things went south. Charisme purses her lips. I'd be glad to leave, like the rest of my brothers and sisters, but in the family there's nothing worse than betrayal, and it's something we do not forgive. We don't forgive anyone who lets traitors off the hook, either. If I don't find the rat, my superiors, let's just say I'll wish I was burning in Canabras. I want to keep living, so I'm going to take a chance. Until I find out who is the traitor here, no one is leaving. And what? You think Woljif knows the name of the traitor? Yes, he knows the name of the traitor. Every gang that Brother Woljif has been a part of has very quickly come to an end. Their hideout location was passed to the guards, or their competitors found out where they could ambush them. Woljif is the only one who always comes out smelling of roses. If you think about it, you'll come to the same conclusion as us. I'd have said that meant that Woljif was cursed with finding friends among losers and screw-ups. But now that he's with us, that must mean the curse has been broken. Thank you, Lan. Woljif, tell us your side of the story. What happened? What's there to tell? About a week ago, Sister Charisme got 6 of us together in this very basement. Me and those 5 over there, I mean. Woljif jerks his head toward the 5 thieflings kneeling by the wall. She rounds us up and she says we've got a score, ancient trees and wonders. The one place nobody's ever been able to hit. The place that's guarded by a golem. But now a powerful scroll that would knock out the golem just happened to come into our possession, along with a tip-off that the shop owner would be gone on a particular night. All 6 of us know a bit of magic, and we know that any enchanted junk will sell for a pretty penny. So we're in. And the most important thing was that none of us was to be hanging about the shop ahead of the job. No casing out the place, no calling attention to ourselves from either the golem or its master. This job was top secret. That's all true so far. Go on. We did everything right, with the locks and the golem. I picked a lock, I remember it clear as day. Sister Dalna was on lookout, Brother Melroon had the scroll, Doffy, Tavi, and Varnir brought the sacks. We covered the windows and lit the torches. I remember scooping up rings and tossing them in a sack, and one right expensive one rolled away from me. I crawled under a table after it, and next thing I know, Irabeth was there. Everybody scarpered. But I was still under the table. Not my finest moment. I was going to wait it out, but then those blockheads were dragging me out by my tail and put me in shackles. They took all my rings off me, about 20,000 worth. And to add insult to injury, I never even found the last one. In the end, I got busted over nothing. So they caught you, poor thing, stripped you of your loot, and you didn't even manage to stash anything. Charisme is pointedly polishing her knife. Where's the moon of the abyss, Brother Woljif? What is the moon of the abyss? It was an amulet. It used to sit on a little cushion in the window of wonders and antiquities. Sterling silver, sparkled like a star. Fine piece of work. On one side there was a half moon, a crescent, a waning moon, and in the middle there was a dark crystal, like it was eclipsing the moon. Old man Philemon was so proud of that amulet. He used to say, "I'll never sell it. It's the jewel of my collection." Woljif sighs unhappily. I used to go there to see what kinds of treasures there were in the world. There's nothing else to look at in Canabras. People used to claim it was a powerful thing. But who's to say? If you ever stole a thing like that, you'd have the guards on you the second you tried to fence it. Everybody knows that you were always hanging around wonders and antiquities, drooling over the moon of the abyss. Did you think you could swipe it in all the commotion and keep it for yourself? Did you hope that we'd all end up locked up and you'd get off scot-free, and with a fancy trinket to boot? Don't take me for a mug, Woljif. I see right through you. Why would Irabeth arrest her own informant? Took the words right out of my mouth. It doesn't make any sense. If I was the rat, I'd have kissed her on the hand and been long gone by now. You know me, sister. I'm a cautious fella, not an idiot. Why would I go against the family? So the fish in the cellin can have a nice Woljif-sized dinner? The Moon of the Abyss is a pretty bauble to be sure, but it's just an amulet. It ain't worth dying over. You knew Irabeth's people would protect you. You knew you could pin the moon going missing on them. And now you've come here with backup. You knew exactly what I was going to say to you. Only problem is, nobody's returned the amulet to Philomen. Are you giving Irabeth a cut? Is that it? Have you seen her? Do you think she'd take a cut of anything I offered her? She can't be bought. She's like 3 heralds of Iomedae all rolled into one. He speaks the truth. You'll find some knights who will take bribes, I'm sorry to say. But Irabeth Tirabade isn't one of them. Go on, Woljif. That's the whole sorry story. Woljif crosses his arms, looking affronted. Some family this turned out to be. It's just a name in the end. In a real family, people take each other at their word. They don't throw around accusations. I didn't take the Moon of the Abyss. What am I going to do with it? You can't sell it to no crusaders. It's a special item. You can't wear it. It'll get nicked. It's pretty to look at, sure. But it ain't that pretty. If it's that important to you, Sister Charisme, I'll find it. And I'll drag the traitor here by his horns, just so's you don't end up at the bottom of the cellin. But do you know what you're going to owe me for that? An apology. Right here, in front of everyone. You're going to apologize loud and clear so everybody hears it. You'll say, "Sorry, Woljif, you're a good guy and I was wrong about you." Fine. You're one of my people, which is why I'm going to give you some time. But if you run, Brother Woljif, the family will get you wherever you go. You'll spend the rest of your life looking over your shoulder, tossing and turning at night, fearing poison in every cup and every meal. You'll look into the eyes of every tiefling you meet, wondering if the families come for you. You'll have no peace. But one day you'll be tired of running. You'll stop to catch your breath. And that is when we'll get you. Got that? You've got a way with words, Sister Charisme. A way that almost made me wet myself, but a way nonetheless. Let's go, Chief. We'll go chat with that scary gal, Irabeth. She knows you a little. We can ask her who ratted us out. I'll let you do the talking. All right. We'll find the traitor. And I'll get my apology. Onward to Irabeth, Chief. Let's go clear my good name. Root out the traitor, but be quick about it. Time's running out. I don't want to get chewed up by demons. She seems nice. Hey, if you value your life, you won't even look in this direction. Right, sorry. Wow, she called me out before I even reached the door. I guess she's worked with adventurers before. Okay, well... Shoot. We're running short on time, but let's head back to the Defender's Heart real quick. I was hoping we'd have at least one fight today, though. We'll go have a quick chat with Irabeth, and I guess that'll bring us to a good stopping point. Hey, look at that.
Let the duel commence.
Alright, looks like 2 cultists of Baphomet and a cultist archer. Let's do this.
The light, take you!
Nice hit. Ember. Fantastic. Let's not expose Woljif to arrow fire. We'll bring him around to the other side.
Time to share your treasures.
Nice. Though he is once again exposed. Oh, good. Return fire.
Make every strike count.
Looks like Land's flurry is broken again. That's annoying. Creed will move to finish the other guy.
I'll make short work of this.
And dogpile.
Into the fray!
You know what? We will do something my viewers suggested. We will reduce this guy's fortitude save. Make it more likely that Creed's finishing move will stick.
Distract them for me.
That guy is surprisingly hard to hit.
Endure this!
Oh, look at that. Flurry is back online. Cool. Oh. Not too shabby.
Precision and grace.
Oh, right. I forgot to mention, I did put Abrupt Force on Sela. And it looks like it's already working out for us. I guess we're pretty much done here. Nicely done, heroes. Granted, they didn't put up much of a fight, but that is a nice little chunk of experience points and about 400 gold. I'll take it. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. Irabeth rubs her red and tired eyes. There's a traitor I'm trying to track down. Who is your informant among the thieflings? Irabeth arches her brows in surprise. Canabras is threatened by a demon horde, and you have enough spare time to help out thieves? Irabeth sighs. I don't like this, but I hope you know what you're doing. I'll tell you everything I know. I did not see my informant's face. He slipped out of a dark alley, handed me a note, and disappeared. Irabeth hesitates as she tries to remember. He had a cloak with a hood masking his face, but the horns, the long, straight horns, didn't fit under it. There should be a guardian golem in Ancient Trees and Wonders, the shop they tried to rob. The owner gave us the construct's code word just in case. The golem itself was destroyed, but the head seems to be intact, so you can interrogate the thing and find out what it saw. The code word is Hand of Aurori. The shop's owner must have escaped, but there's a chance you'll get lucky with the golem. Inappropriate. Male tiefling, cloak and hood, long straight horns. Not much to go on, but it's a start. Oh, good. It automatically transcribed the clues for us, so I don't need to write them down. But I will anyway. Let's go ahead and offload that gear we grabbed in the random encounter, and I think we're at a good stopping point. We are pushing the hour mark here, and that is about the boundaries of how hefty I should really make these episodes. Keep trying to make them shorter, but it never seems to work out that way. Alright, folks. Like I said, a bit of a talky episode again, but we are poised to head back out into the field, so we should hopefully be in for some more adventure next time around. Not to mention, we did knock out, I think, a couple of side quests. Picked up a few more. Got to play with some new toys, and met some new interesting characters we'll almost certainly have to stab. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. That said, let's hit the pause button for now, and we will pick up here next time. Should be fun. See you then. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website, the official social media feeds, or the official store pages. And if you'd like to help support the channel, feel free to push any of the buttons that do the things, or maybe even check out the Patreon. Links are in the description.